Well, now we're bushwhacking. This really ain't working out quite like I planned. Well, good morning, friends. We're still camping over here at Swallow Falls State Park here in Maryland. This morning we're going to be headed over to the Lostlands Trail. It's a little bit south of here, south of Oakland, near where we were yesterday, near Backbone Mountain. And the goal is to hike the Lostlands Trail down to the Potomac, and then there's a scenic overlook down there, and some waterfalls and suspension bridges, and some stream crossings, and all kinds of fun stuff. So it's a 3.5 mile hike, and I'm pretty excited to share it with you. I think we've found maybe a hidden gem here in Western Maryland, so let's go check it out. Well, friends, good morning again. We're here in the Potomac State Forest, right here parked outside the headquarters. Got a nice little building over there. And we're doing the Lostland Run trail this morning. Now, you do want to park right here at the headquarters. There's a 3D archery parking thing behind the headquarters, and it specifically states that they do not want hikers to be parking there. So this is where you want to park, and then the trailhead is right over there across the road. And friends, this trail looks to be about 3.5 miles long each way, so it's not a short trail. And you do want to wear either some waterproof boots if you're in the summer, Crocs or something where it doesn't matter if your feet get wet. Because there are several water crossings. From what I understand, there's at least a bridge across one of them. Ooh. But if you're here when it's wet, like it is now, it can be a little muddy. So yeah, I would just say be prepared for a trail with some rugged terrain. We did find this on all trails. I was looking, scouring the area. There was a trail up near us at the, what's that other state park called? Yeah, there was a trail at Harrington Manor that I would have liked to have done, but it's closed for some reason. It was like the Blue Trail or something. So that's how we ended up here. Now this trail is supposed to feature some waterfalls and some old growth forest, so we'll see what we come across. So friends, here off of Lostland Run Road, there is a campsite. I'm not really sure what Maryland's policies and rules are as it relates to state forest camping. But if anybody knows anything about camping in state forests in Maryland, or this site, or how to get a permit, or if you even need a permit, let us know down in the comments. We'd appreciate that, because, you know, we're doing a no hookup thing anyway at Swallow Falls, so if we could have been here. Not that we don't like Swallow Falls. It is an excellent, excellent state park campground. But
friendly tip for this hike though, there is a pit toilet across the road from this campsite. So if you have littles, or you just, you know, if you need to know, there is one. So
Yep, and there's probably more down at the bottom at the Potomac. We'll see when we get there, but there's definitely one here. So, and you could also probably park here if you wanted to cut the hike shorter. As promised, there are creek crossings. As you can see, we're here and there's white blazes over here. This is a very common sense sort of situation. Obviously you don't walk through here where it's really deep. We're going to figure out how to get ourselves across, and we'll see you over on the other side. Well, the creek crossing thing, let's just say that wasn't going to happen. If you're here in the spring, the odds are that it won't. Yeah, I mean, if I was wearing, you know, Crocs or anything, you know, like water shoes, something like that. Now, never fear, the trail continues on this side of the creek, and there are some older white blazes. I don't know if this is kind of like a backup path. You don't get the best view of, there's a cascade down there that I just shown you. Yeah, you're not going to get the best views of it from over here, but we can't get over there. If I didn't have baby on my back, you know, I could probably find a way over, but then getting her and Sarah over, Rachel could do it, but Sarah, there's no way, and we can't carry her across. So that's where we're at. We are still on the side of the creek we started on, but this path, there's blazes, and it's a fairly worn path. I mean, so I don't know if it's an older section or what. Friends, over here where we're at, there's even a bridge. So this is a used trail or path. Absolutely. So as you can see, we did finally make it to a point on that other trail. There must have been a bridge or something that got washed away at some point in time. But inevitably you have to get across the creek somehow. So yeah, we found a way. But the problem is, there's like 4 more creek crossings. So hopefully it gets easier or something, but we shall see. So we got over on that side of the creek, pretty much just to walk a few hundred yards, and we got to figure out a way to cross the creek again. When I read about this hike, I had these like grand images of this epic film, you know, and being able to film people walking across this stream, and well, you're getting film of people walking across the stream and going across logs and stuff, I guess.
Wait, Claire, wait.
Right here, I think this is creek crossing number 3. This one's a little more doable, I'll be honest with you. The first 2 were almost completely undoable. This one wasn't too bad. Definitely, again, recommending some water shoes or something that you can just walk straight through the creek. And the rocks are of course slick, so hiking poles are a good thing to have on this one. This is, I think, the girls have used the hiking sticks they got for Christmas. Got a lot of camping and hiking stuff for Christmas. You know, when you do this sort of thing, at least it gives people Christmas gifts ideas for you anyhow. And I seem to have lost them. This is kind of another creek crossing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this here, but the falls in the background is pretty nice. You can tell there used to be a bridge here, and it's long since passed. They call this the Lostland Trail. I'm going to call it the Lost Bridges Trail, because all the bridges, they're lost. And the trail is tough to do without the bridges when the water's high. And of course, if the water's just a trickle, this waterfall is not going to look the way it does right now. So the destination without the high water might not be as worth it. Just go slow. Walk slow. So friends, I did read one of the reviews on All Trails. Someone was complaining that that you can drive to the end point of this trail. Well, to me, that's not such a bad thing. Several reasons. One is you're not going to see this waterfall if you're just driving to the end point. So the journey is part of the destination. The second thing I like about there's a road that leads is we're going to walk the road back because we don't want to have to cross this creek again. Going backwards at this point really is not an option for us. Well, now we're bushwhacking. Don't cross at the falls. That's clearly not right. I probably should have surveyed the situation and looked for blazes better than what I did before just assuming that we were to cross. I think the road might be just above us. We may have to climb this hill and just hike the road or something. This really ain't working out quite like I planned. Well, friends, our bushwhacking experience, we've had enough. We're headed up on the road. Definitely not supposed to cross at the falls. Now, we seen a blaze and what remnants of a bridge, and it looked like we were supposed to cross, but you're not. Now, this whole hike I've been wanting to see some trillium, and on this hillside here, going up to the road, I finally did find some. So I guess mission accomplished. I think our plan is going to be walk the road down to the Potomac.
Yeah.
And then Rachel's parents, I believe, are coming this direction.
Here.
Hopefully in a vehicle. And they should have some food for us, hopefully. They might even just catch us along the way, but then they're going to drive us back to our truck,
Or
at least me back to the truck, and I'll get the truck. And so not everybody is going to have to brave this walk. I'm on the fence as to right now if I recommend this trail or not, but listen, if the water's high, don't do it. You can't do it, especially if it's cold and you can't just walk through the water. And it's easy to get lost because, well, in this type of situation, we're looking for ways to cross the creek and trying to be proactive, and we don't have a map. So, yeah, don't know where the trail is. Do know this road takes us to our destination, so I'm hoping that there's something worth seeing down here. So friends, on the map at the trailhead, I did see something about these CCC fish rearing ponds, and so it is something I do want to see. So supposedly this trail that goes up to there was supposed to somehow connect to the trail that we're supposed to be on, as opposed to this gravel road. This is called Lostland Run Road. It doesn't show up on Apple Maps, which is weird. Again, this whole situation is a little fishy. Fishy. So as soon as Rachel and them catch up, I think we might go up and check out these ponds. So hopefully you can tell, friends, where this row of tree is here. This is essentially a dam, and this would have been a pond right here. And it looks like over here somewhere where the stream comes out, they have some sort of system of gate valves that they would have used to raise and lower the water in these ponds. And friends, just below me here you can see some more old stonework back from the 1930s. So this interesting concrete structure here, friends, is a distribution box. And this is what distributed the water to all three ponds that we just walked by. And it's pretty cool. There would have been, it looks like, pipes going from this box to each pond, and that's how they could control the water being fed to each one. Okay, so here we're just up a ways from the distribution box. And down there you can see sort of the remains of a concrete, what they call a gate valve. and essentially they would have had the water dammed up slightly here. There's really no remains of the dam itself, but they would have been able to open and shut that valve. Actually, the metal pieces of the valve are down there. It's pretty cool. I don't know if I can get it on camera to show you, but you know, they opened that up. Their pipe led down to the distribution box and then into whatever ponds they needed it to. And they could open and shut this. If they wanted to drain everything down there, they could even. So it's pretty cool. Think of how much work this would have been to do back in the 1930s. All right, my friends, that is the end of our CCC fish hatchery tour. Now we gotta go find Rachel and the kid. Well, the other kid. I have one of them, so I don't need to find him, but we do need to find his shoe. We lost it somewhere. So we got a lot to accomplish today. And losing the trail. They call that the Lostland Trail, but I don't know if it's the land that's lost, but we certainly got lost. But this was cool. I enjoyed seeing this, and kind of unexpected because I didn't think I was going to have time to get up here. All right, so we hitchhiked. Rachel's parents picked us up on the road and brought us down here to the Potomac River. And so we're here to check this out. There's a scenic overlook down here. And then rest assured, on the way back up the road, we are going to stop and check out the main waterfall up there. But we wanted to come down here and have a little picnic and check out this scenic overlook. And then we're going to head back up, check out the main falls on Lostland Run. And then we got to go find William's shoe. It's somewhere back on the trail where we were hiking this morning. So yeah, we got a long day ahead of us. But these are the trials and tribulations of adventuring. This here, though, is the Potomac River. I think that's the CSX, formerly B&O Railroad over there on the other side. This is obviously before the Potomac becomes the massive river. This is, I think, one of the branches. West Branch, maybe? It says on the map. I'll show you. Ugh. But alright, let's go check out this overlook. Alright, so friends, the overlook here at the Potomac is pretty sweet, actually. You can see an awful lot. And this is actually the north branch of the Potomac. And yeah, I mean, we're pretty close to the headwaters. And it's very rocky, and it's very typical of your Potomac River. And the whole way that it flows through Maryland is like that. It's one of my favorite rivers as far as like scenic, and because it's got them big boulders, and it's a pretty gnarly river. So it's we've also been seeing quite a few wildflowers here on the bank just above us. It's loaded with trillium. So it's a good time of year to be here, other than the water being too high on the trail for the creek crossings. We're going to drive back up to Cascade Falls, because you can access that from the road. And then we're headed back to the campsite. So that's the plan. Cascade Falls from the road, it looks awesome. So stay tuned for that. is the kind of stuff that I was hoping to actually show you today, not us getting lost on a gravel road. Seems like everywhere we go these days, we got to make a stop for ice cream. Sarah loves strawberry ice cream, so we had to get some. Here we got a strawberry milkshake, and so love ice cream, gotta get it. So that's what we did. Friends, here this evening we've got a nice fire going, and our goal is to make some foil packets, which is something I learned how to do back in the Scouts. Basically what we're doing is we got some aluminum foil, and you put whatever you want inside that aluminum foil, and then you stick it on the fire. You know, you wrap it up real good. I normally do a burger with potatoes and carrots and mushrooms. Today I'm going to put onions and peppers in it as well. If you're doing like cheesesteaks, you can do one of these with just the onions and peppers and mushrooms. Then you can put those on like cheesesteak hoagie, or if you're grilling steaks. So this is a multi-use thing, but if you put all the stuff together, then you have a whole meal basically cooked in a foil packet. The biggest thing, friends, with these packets is you want to seal the tin foil up tightly so that the steam can't escape. You're steaming whatever you cook inside. Now, this works for...
Your fingers are messy.
Yeah, the kid's been eating dirt, so he'll eat anything that we put on the table at this point. But this works well for other things too. I just remembered we do this for fish. Like if we keep a trout, we stuff it full of onions and wrap it in foil and do it on the fire. So this is a great method for campfire cooking. Now my fire is a little lackluster because I did have to move it. We built it out here and we're cooking back there. But it's gonna work, and there's a lot of hot coals under there, so it's gonna cook the food, no problem. And then hopefully I'll find some method to slide it back out here later today. Because hopefully this evening we can get the kids to bed, and then we can sit out here and relax. So I definitely think it's most pertinent when you're cooking on a fire to move what you're cooking around, because there's obviously going to be spots that's hotter than others. You know, that applies to most gas grills as well. They kind of have hot spots. But fires even more so. You're going to be moving stuff around. Now on this, I've kind of got the vegetables where I think it's going to be a little bit hotter because they're going to take a little more to heat up than does the meat. The meat will be cooked. And I should mention too, we decided to mix the onions in with the burgers on these versus having them separate. Rachel likes that better, so that's what we did. Yeah. And I'm gonna move these around. I got my handy dandy oven mitt here. Should be a pretty easy thing. Does it look like it's done?
Yeah, the carrots
Will you poke a potato and see if it's good? Well, anyhow, friends, that's what they look like. So, friends, this is our last boondocking adventure of the spring. We're going to be moving into some electric hookup adventures in like the next month or so. So we're excited about that. But wanted to provide you just with a quick update on the generator. We didn't just buy it for 2 trips. Originally, like I said, this should have been our 3rd trip, but it's only our 2nd. So we lost one there. We will be doing some more boondocking in the fall. Absolutely. So we need the generator. I think it's quieter than my in-laws' Honda. They were here today and they kind of said the same thing. So that's a plus in my book. It's smaller and it's compact and it fits in the truck well. You know that we pack a bunch of crap with us everywhere we go. And it's light and it's easy to carry around. And it's doing what it needs to do. It's charging the batteries. If we were to decide to boondock somewhere in like the summer, the heat of the summer, we're gonna have to get another one of these and run them in parallel and run the AC. But I don't like doing that. I like the quiet of being out at these state park campgrounds. And if you've got 2 generators fired up behind your camper, it's not quiet anymore. And I hate to be the guy disturbing the peace by having this thing on. So yeah, that's where we're at. But yeah, we're getting William bathed, and then we're gonna, Sarah and Rachel and myself are gonna sit out by this fire and kind of just enjoy the evening. It's been a fun day, but it's been a trying day mentally. William hasn't been the most cooperative either. The hike was, I think it would have been a great hike if we could have done it, but I'm not going to beat that horse anymore. So we're just going to try to relax a little bit. And then tomorrow, it's supposed to be rain. If it's raining, we're going to bug out and head home. Next trip is going to be to Chapman State Park, which is in northwest Pennsylvania. We're doing Kinswood Bridge, bicycles on the Knox and Cane Rail Trail, and not sure what else, but it's going to be fun. Make sure you're subscribed and check in a week or 2 or whenever that video pops up.